Ray's Sports and Slams is a Boink Studios production. And now, on with the show.
Let's go. Welcome back. BoinkStudios.com. We are here, Ray's Sports and Slams, every Monday, 6 o'clock. Brought to you by the good old people at BoinkStudios.com. We've been around since 2014. We are not behind a paywall. We cover everything from sports, music, entertainment, comics, and all of the above. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe. We appreciate all the love. We appreciate all the support. We have a lot today. The plate is full, covering a lot of AEW, a lot of NBA stuff. So let me introduce my partner in crime. Yes, he is back again. He is still the president of the Wemby Hater Society, Mack Garvin. What's up, sir?
And still the current acting president of the America. Good afternoon. It's good to see everyone again. I could not wait until today. Please like, share, and subscribe to Boink Studios. Let's go.
Let's go. Walt, unfortunately, cannot be here tonight because he had to take care of some work situations, but he will be back next week, and he will be in his glory. But we have a special guest. He is part of the Boink Studios family. He is the host of the Patton Report. He also has another show called Bachman's Basement. He's also the king of Atlanta, A-Town Down. Shout out to my man, Chris Patton. What's up, brother?
How's it going, guys?
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
It's been a minute, man. It's been a minute. How you doing?
Doing great, man. Last time I was on here, we were talking about college football. So it has been a while.
It has been a while. I'm like, where's Chris? I haven't had Chris on the show in a minute. Like, I need him back. He brought so much. And Mac, just, he is a sports ringer. He knows more about every sport on the planet. And he fooled me, bamboozled me, and was like, dude, this guy does this guy does this guy's stats. I'm like, wow, okay.
Really?
Yeah, dude, he knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. All right, we're going to get to our first topic of the day, and it was AEW Dynasty, which happened last night. A lot of good matches. I actually found the pay-per-view very interesting. I liked it a lot. It was pretty good, in my opinion, from top to bottom. I will start this off and throw it to Chris. Here's what I liked about it. I like the fact that the matches kind of were in sync. You had, no real lows. I mean, maybe you could say something about the Chris Jericho match was a little bit of a drag. Other than that, I thought the matches were pretty good. I like the fact that there were no big surprises. I think they saved those for like All Out or these other big pay-per-views in the summer. There were 2 title changes. Kevin Knight is your new AEW television champion. Shout out to Kevin Knight. And we have new trios champions. We have Mr. Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly. They're the new trios champions. So shout out to those guys. I was happy they got the belts. Here's the only problems I had with it. I did not like the fact that Will Ospreay, in my opinion, almost got squashed out by Jon Moxley. I didn't like the fact that, Ospreay had this big comeback. He hurt his neck. He was finally getting back into the ring, trying to get back at Moxley for hurting him. And then Moxley, for most of the match, kind of dominated him. There were his little spots, people saying he had him hurt and he should have pinned him, but he didn't. But at the end of the day, like, when Mox beat him at the 5-minute mark towards the end of the set, the 15-minute mark, I should say, it was almost like he's just like, all right, you guys ready? Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, 3. And I was like, wow, this is Will Ospreay. I thought he was going to be the world champion at some point, but I don't know what they're doing with him, but was not happy with that part of the match. I was a little kind of like, wow, this is like one of your top pillars. Like, why is he? I hate to use the word job, but or squash, but it was almost like I said, Jon Moxley dominated him at some points at the end of the match, and I just didn't like it. The other problem I had was Chris Jericho's comeback against Ricochet. I actually thought, he's back. Let's give, Chris the rub. He's coming back. Let's get the dub. But he lost. Granted, they have the Demand, which is his 2 little partners, the Gates of Agony, behind him. So I kind of saw it coming, but I kind of wanted, Chris to just win one just because he's back, and he's starting with the list, which I love. Chris, the floor is yours, my friend. Give me all your thoughts, likes, dislikes, and your whole overview of the pay-per-view as a whole.
There wasn't anything glaringly bad on this pay-per-view. It was kind of a middle of the road pay-per-view for me as far as AEW goes, but there were some great matches in between there. I loved both of the tag matches on the show. I thought both of those matches were incredible with FTR and Christian and Copeland's, that. Yeah, overall, there's nothing really to complain about for me on the show. I could kind of see what you're saying about the Moxley, though. I think that was a really good match that's more in service of the long-term story. So the idea of Ospreay could have won the match multiple times, but wanted revenge.
I hear you.
And that played into it for me, at least. And I didn't have as many problems with that. It was a good match overall, but I could see it either way, right? So it just depends on what the follow-up is this week and how that plays out. My match of the night was the Andrade match. I think 2 pay-per-views in a row, he's had the best match on the show, and I'm loving to see how they continue to push that guy and build his career going.
Did you like the fact that Andrade kind of went face? Because at the end, he shook Darby's hand. I thought that was kind of a surprise.
Yeah, I don't think they know exactly where how they want to go about the sudden popularity of Andrade, for lack of a better term. He's kind of in a weird spot. And he's been playing up as kind of a face anyways. So it didn't bother me at all. I think it makes a lot of sense with maybe where they're going, because they're not going to push him directly into the heavyweight title picture, it doesn't seem. So having him be like a mid-card face, I don't think is the worst decision. They can always reset that at any time with him, depending on what they want to do.
I hear you. All right, my other question to you, Chris, and then I'm going to go to Mack. The fact that Darby won, and now he's getting a title shot on live TV. Is there any shot, in your opinion, Darby wins that belt on a regular show? Because I'm very old school. I think if you're going to win a major title like the heavyweight title, that's got to be on a pay-per-view. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm crazy. Do you see this happening?
No, not on just like a televised show. I mean, they could build another match for the pay-per-view. I also don't see them taking the belt off of MJF right now, who is on one heck of a run. It seems almost like he's going to kind of go through everyone until they're ready to push Will Ospreay into that title shot, because that's kind of where they wanted to be before his injury. So I think that's kind of, they're just going to have MJF run through all of the contenders until they're ready to pull the trigger on Will Ospreay. If I had to take a wild guess based on, how they've booked MJF kind of running through the competition. It was like they're trying to build up the perfect baby face for him to drop the title to, honestly.
Pretty much. Okay. All right. Let me get to some comments before I go to Mack. Jeff Peters in the house. Jeff, what's up, buddy?
What up?
And he said, very good paper, great matches, but too predictable. But surprised Chris Jericho lost. That's what I'm saying. I was really surprised. Chris has been gone for a while, and he comes back. And I thought, like you said, like I said before, I thought they would give him one. But I guess Ricochet's that ultimate heel because people can't stand him. I hate that little clucking noise he does. It drives me nuts. But needless to say, he got the dub. I really thought, like I said, Chris was going to win. That's the only one I was kind of surprised about. And he also says the Moxley patch looked like a retirement match with Will Ospreay. Yeah, Jeff, my sentiments exactly. Like, Chris, everything was about Will becoming ultimately that number one contender. And to see him lose the way he did, I would have much rather Moxley hit him with an object or someone from the Death Riders interfered. But to lose clean like that was just weird. I mean, am I making too much out of that?
I mean, for me, yeah, because there's multiple times where Ospreay had him beat, but he's trying to put the real hurting on him because they took him out, they injured his neck, so it wasn't good enough just to win the match. It wasn't. I don't think it was one of those situations for Ospreay where the win meant as much as making a statement against Moxley in storyline. Mm-hmm. And also, they're not done with this, right? This is going to go 3 or 4 matches, like most Moxley storylines go. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see it again. If I was going to be critical of the match, I think there was too many of those refs pausing the action in the match to check on Ospreay's neck. They maybe went to the well too many times on pausing to check to see if wrestlers were injured or not. Yeah. I think that's fine if you want to do it once in a big time match, but they did it several times. Ospreay did hit a jackknife into a Styles Clash that was absolutely insane.
Insane. Oh God. Dude, Will can go. Dude, Will is amazing. He's like top 2 or 3 guy there. I love Will Ospreay. I thought he was great. Mack, talk to me, dude. All the people that you've seen thus far in AEW, who are your top 2 or 3 guys that you like and why?
Okay, all right. So full disclosure, America, this is one of these deals where Chris is a legend in this field, and Brother Ray's got his comments. But I'm the guy who's going to tell you the opposite story. I love Moxley. Call him what you want to. Call him arrogant. Call him whatever but he has what I call the it factor. I mean, Ospreay, he's good. Just like you said, he's ascending, he's trying to rise. But Moxley, man, like what's the word I'm going to use? The attitude, the arrogance, maybe his look that he portrays in the ring. He's kind of like, I don't care if you don't like me, but I'm going to do what I want to do, and you're going to I'm going to make you love me. I mean, his last pay-per-view with Mr. Alpha, they went at it twice with 2 other pay-per-views, and I'm like, how's he pronounce it? Takeshita. Yeah, like, but yeah, Takeshita. Yeah, they've gone at it twice, and I'm like, why are they giving this guy another shot? But Moxley has this attitude, and you're right, Ospreay's building. He's going to get there, but right now, it's his title to lose, and apparently we want to see him still be the champ. So I'll give Moxley all the credit. I love the guy's attitude. Jericho, listen, bro, how long are we going to see this guy? How long is he going to be around? He's crawled in at least 4 different arenas as far as professional wrestling. And I'm like, why are you here again? Ricochet, love the guy. But Jericho, come on, bro. That dude, he has to be close to 50s, if not. Why are you crawling in a ring still? Unless he's broke. Like, let's call it what it is. Like, bro, he is well past his prime, but he's still crawling in a ring. And I don't understand it. So I have nothing for him. Andrade versus Darby. Andrade, I mean, listen, he's ascending. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got the attitude like you want to see. However, he just won the title against Bandito last time, also to the last pay-per-view. So it's not like he's been the champ for a long time. So we'll see what happens with him. I love Bandito personally. I love the whole mask, the whole Rey Mysterio-ish vibe. I love it. And him and Bandito and Andrade, they both are high flyers. Love the action that the guy produces, man. And I don't know, MJF, you can call him what you want against Kenny Omega. I mean, Omega, he's getting there. He's had some battles, pay-per-view before. I don't think it was pay-per-view where he competed against Swerve and won the chance to beat the champ. And, as you may not like him, but as Ric Flair always says, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And right now, MJF is the man. Whether you like him or not, Chris, I love his attitude, his swagger. I mean, listen, this last match was ugly and brutal. We all saw it. I'm like, Christ almighty, these guys take a beat up. But I love MJF, bro. And, whatever Kenny can try and do next time around, good for you. I'm happy that Kenny is back in the game. We all know about 2.5 years ago, this guy had diverticulitis and almost didn't live as a person besides the wrestling. So kudos to him that he's making a great comeback. So I love everything that's going on. That's all I have.
And to answer your question, Jeff, Jericho just signed a brand new contract. He turns 55 in November.
Exactly. Thank you, Jeff. Why is he in the ring?
But, Chris, you want to hit that?
Yeah, I mean, he's still a draw. I mean, that's the primary reason.
Yeah, he's a draw, dude. He's still a big draw.
Okay.
There's a lot left, he doesn't have to be the absolute best in the ring. So giving a win to like Ricochet here, kind of being in that mid card, giving those other guys a rub where, and just having that presence in the locker room sometimes goes a long way in wrestling. I mean, 55 in wrestling sounds really, really old and crazy, but when you think about like, Christian and Edge are almost 50. There's on the same show. The young bucks are the not so young bucks.
And there's a guy in TNA, Mike Jackson, who's like, I think in his 60s.
Yeah, it's not unheard of. It's just finding new ways to work, right? Like he's not going to be the Chris Jericho he was in WCW back in like 97, 96, 97, but he still finds he brought back the list. He's as far as charisma goes. The biggest thing, the biggest issue that Jericho had was that he had stuck around and kind of done everything in AEW for a while and then took about a year off. And I think it's one of those situations where absence makes the heart grow fonder with Jericho, and coming back kind of as a baby face and giving a nod back to the old days of his last big run in WWE with the list in the feud with Kevin Owens. Sorry.
Kevin Owens. Yeah.
I think it's good. So, I mean, as long as they're not pushing him to be in the main event constantly, I don't really have a problem with Jericho showing back up.
No, I'm good.
Oh, I don't either.
You just concerned about the age. I feel like he's in good shape, and like you said, Chris, he's not trying to be the champ. He's not trying to be the main event guy. So if he's gonna, be there to, boost ticket sales, and, help some of the younger talent, I get it. My only thing was I just wanted to get one little win over Ricochet, maybe because I just dislike Ricochet so much, but it is what it is. Tom Clark, what's up? It's the old saying, how can I miss you if you never leave? Facts. All right, we're switching gears, and we're talking about the hottest thing in the world, NBA playoffs. Let's go. We have a lot going on right now. We have Detroit playing the number 8 play-in winner. We have the Knicks. We have the Heat. We're going to go game by game, and we're going to give our predictions, why, when, how, and all that good stuff. So let's start with the New York Knicks, the number 3 seed against the Atlanta Hawks. I will start this off, throw it to Mack, and then throw it to the king of Atlanta over here, Mr. Chris Patton. The Knicks have Jalen. And they have Jalen. Oh, and by the way, they have Jalen Brunson. You have Cat, but Cat sometimes is a little offensively challenged, let's say, and he fouls out very quickly. If Cat is on his A game, Cat is extremely good. Josh Hart is good. I like their new coach. They don't ground their team into the ground. They don't grind their starting 5 into the ground. So I do like that. Here's the bad part. You traded all these picks for Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges has been, in my view, a bust. I don't think he's anywhere near what you thought he was going to be. Well, if Atlanta, if you call the fire department, they're there right now because that team is on fire. Jalen Johnson, Dyson McDaniels, CJ McCollum, this team is nasty. I don't think the Knicks wanted to play the Hawks. I think they were like, please, let's get to Toronto Raptors. But unfortunately, the way the ball bounced, they got the Hawks. I'm right now going to say the Knicks, but I'm not 100% on that. So do not quote me, folks. But it's going to go 6, maybe 7. I think it's going to be a very tough series. Atlanta's just very, very good right now. And they caught hot fire right now towards the end of the season, which is the team you don't want to play. You don't want to play a team that's won 7, 8, 9 in a row right before the playoffs. And this team is just gelling. They're young. They're hungry. And they look at it like they've got nothing to lose. The Knicks are the favorites. Knicks have home court. They should technically just blow this team out. But the Hawks, I don't know. Like I said, it's going to be a very tough out. Mack, Abdul-Jabbar, talk to me. What do you think of this?
Okay. So, America, what I find amazing is that the Hawks let Trae Young go and make it to the playoffs. Like, you couldn't do it when he was there. And now he's gone to the Wizards, to no man's land. It's unfortunate that he's not even there to reap the benefits of all the work that he put in to make their team relevant. However, I'm kind of with Ray on this ship. So if memory serves me right, 5 episodes ago, we talked about how the Knicks won the midseason championship. And I said that'll be the only thing that they'll win. And they're going to have merchandise. They celebrated like they won the chip in the middle of the court. I'm like, this is the midseason title. This is the only one you're going to get. So go buy the shirts, the hats, or whatever else you want. So it is amazing. It is amazing to see the parity that happens in the sport. I think the Knicks are going to take it in 4, 5. The Hawks have everyone has a chance, Chris, but I don't think they have a chance at all. And I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure Trae Young is like, I hope y'all lose. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
oh,
so
of course.
So yeah, I think the Knicks are gonna beat them in 4. If it goes 5, I'll be impressed. The Hawks, they don't have it.
All right, Chris. I know Chris is like, I'm fighting words, but go ahead, brother.
No, I mean, I don't think that anyone by the NBA All-Star break, everyone here in Atlanta had kind of cooled off on the Hawks. So it's been such a fun season to watch of a team kind of pulling together as a young team and growing and becoming the hottest thing in the NBA win-wise. Because like if you look from the All-Star break to now, that's they've been on an insane run. And going into the playoffs hot is always better than, not. If any team is going to, make a surprise in these earlier rounds, I do think it's going to be the Atlanta Hawks. And it's going to be because they play consistent on both sides of the ball.
Yes.
Both offense and defense, which could pose a problem for the Knicks. Also, the Knicks just have a habit of choking in the playoffs, which also benefits the Hawks here. I think the big question for the Hawks is who can be their closer if these games get close. Is it going to be Alexander Walker? Is it going to be Jalen Johnson? Who can step up in that role? As far as Trae being gone, I mean, this is a surprise season for the Hawks, obviously making the play, clinching a playoff spot. But
that's what I'm talking about.
They're going to reap the benefits of that too, because of how many draft picks they picked up this year off trades. So they're going into the draft and just going to reap rewards regardless with a great team that they put together. I got the Hawks in 7. I just, one, it's the Knicks.
Wowzers.
And 2, I feel like they have really great team chemistry right now. And the only thing that, you can't account for, and it's why I have the Hawks in 7 instead of like 6 is, you have Brunson who could just go off and take over 2 or 3 games by himself. So hopefully the Hawks, they can keep up the defensive pressure that they've been putting forth. But they're a surprising team. If the Hawks start jacking up threes, and it can get out of hand really, really quick.
Walt, to remember, I miss you guys. My homies must be sorry I missed you, but I'm tuning in while I work. I appreciate it. And Jeff says the Knicks are favorite to win, and he's saying Knicks in 6 also make them sweat. I'm gonna go on a limb here, dude, and like I said, dude, I am not guaranteeing a Knicks win. I'm not by no stretch. I think the Hawks are hungry. Here's the problem, and Chris could co-sign. I think the Hawks bench is a little deeper, and they play better defense. The Knicks have Jalen Brunson. Nobody on the Hawks can match up to Jalen. Jalen, when he gets hot, Jalen is insane. But the X factor is Cat. Sometimes it's Cat. Sometimes he's dog. Sometimes he's pig. Like, he's so inconsistent. And like I said, Mikal Bridges, dude, is the bust of the year, dude. I don't know what they thought. They traded all these picks for him, dude. And I'm like, who's this Mikal Bridges you're talking about, dude? He's not that dude. I don't know. But will you co-sign on that? Or do you think I'm wrong, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I would co-sign on that for sure. Yeah. And I would say, on the other side, watch out for Alexander Walker. He's going to get to turn it on for the first time under the big lights. So let's see. Maybe Jalen Johnson turns his game up. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be to me, this is going to be the most fun. This is going to be a great series. Early series games. And if the Knicks win in 6 or 7, I wouldn't be surprised. But, got to be a little bit of a homer here on this one with the Hawks in 7.
Okay, all right.
Keep in mind, Atlanta is 20-6 since the All-Star break. So
they're hot, dude.
We'll see.
All right, Mac, have we made you a believer yet? Or are you still riding the Knicks?
So, okay, let me ask the both of you this. I don't know what Kool-Aid you both are drinking to make you smile like the Kool-Aid man. Oh, yeah. All in on the Hawks. So, Karl Anthony Towns is trash is what you're telling me.
No, I think he's fantastic. He's inconsistent.
So, you mean to tell me that the two amigos will not rally to win this series?
I didn't say that. I said it could go either way. I would not be surprised if the Knicks won. I wouldn't be surprised if the Hawks won. I think it's going to be very close. It's not going to be a 4-game sweep. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Well,
I would say, the Hawks led the NBA with 30.1 assists per game. and they're playing team ball, which the Knicks don't excel at. So you're really going to need two people to take over for the Knicks versus the Hawks getting it done as a team. I would compare this to the last time the Detroit Pistons won a championship as far as a team going in, where you just have guys that are good on both sides of the ball, but no true star, right? True. For right now, the Hawks don't have a true closer. But if you look at how they're playing as a team and the IQ of that, if we want to get all statistical about it, they're generating 78.7 points per game off assists. So they're very much playing team offense, team defense. And we'll see if the Knicks can stop that. Yeah. They're really relying on two people to take over.
Yeah.
Well, young Jedi brother Chris here. I appreciate that insight, sir.
All right. Let's go. We're going to the second game, another game, Cleveland and Toronto. This is going to be an interesting game. You have Donovan Mitchell, Spider Mitchell against Scotty Barnes and RJ Bennett. And of course, Brandon Ingram, who was an ex-Laker, but he got traded for a reason. I'm going Cleveland because Spider Mitchell is Spider Mitchell. I think anybody that has Spider Mitchell on your team, you already have a leg up. He is that dude, all-star beast. I'm saying Cleveland, and there's no doubt in my mind on that one. Who do you got, Mac?
Oh, flat out, brother, Cleveland. I mean, all day and all night, whatever you want to call it. You're right. We got Spider over there. He's doing his thing. We can't forget about the beard. You didn't mention his name. I'm stunned. But the only problem with Cleveland is this: if the beard can get his act together and truly play to what they paid him for, they can make some noise, man. I mean, I don't know what the issue is at times, but it's just unfortunate at times that, he seems to put himself in the way and all of a sudden seems to not thrive in the playoffs. And I don't get it. I don't get it. We'll see what happens. I'm really excited for him. I think Cleveland's going to win. I just hope the beard gets his act together and really plays team ball, because he's bounced around like 4 or 5 teams now. And every time they've gone into the playoffs, he's shrunk every time. And I don't understand what the problem is for him.
And you only get one chance in these plays. You get one shot. You actually get 2, but
I don't know. I hope he gets his act together.
All right, Chris, who do you got?
I got Cleveland in 5 for this series. So I think we're all kind of for all the same reasons that you guys have just laid out there.
All right. Next, we have Denver and Nikola against Ant-Man, Campman, and the Timberwolves. I think this is going to be a very good series. Really? I think it's going to be a very good series. Here's why I think Denver's going to win, because Julius Randle's hand is still hurt. I don't think he's 100%. Ant-Man is Ant-Man, and I think Ant-Man's better than anybody on Denver. However, Jamal Murray and Nikola are better than just Ant-Man by himself. If Julius Randle was back 100%, I would say I would take Minnesota, maybe in 6 or 7. But without Julius Randle, dude, nah. I feel like Denver's got this. They have home court. I feel like, Ant-Man is Ant-Man. I love him. I think he's one of the best NBA players in the league right now, but he cannot do it by himself. And from what I've read, Julius Randle's hand's really bad. He's going to play, obviously, but he's definitely not 100%. So I feel like this is probably going to be, a tough out for Minnesota to pull off against Denver. Chris, who do you like in this one?
I actually like Minnesota.
Okay.
In this in 6. And mostly because Denver seemed to be trying to dodge them over the past weekend and found a way to still line up against them. I don't know, man. I'm not really sold on the Denver Nuggets, if I'm being completely honest. But yeah, and they just have a tough out against Minnesota in general, as we've seen.
Okay. All right. You're the deciding vote, Mac. Who do you got?
I mean, Nikola Jokic, brother. Like, listen, how they lost last year was a shocker to them. Like, I don't see how many. Okay, first of all, is Ant 100%? Is he's playing, right? Because I know he was hurt.
Had some knee problems, but he's playing.
He's playing, so he's not 100%. So you're not going to get the full 100% look with this guy. I mean, Nikola Jokic, bro. Listen, Last year I was shocked they lost. And I know this year they're on a tear, bro. They want to win the title, bro. Denver's going to win this series. I'm going to say 5, okay, 6, because it's going to get interesting, but Djokovic is going to figure it out, bro. The guy was MVP of the league 2 years in a row for a reason. He's the orchestrator. He knows what to do. They just got upset last time. I think it was a buzzer beater game too, how they lost, but bro, they're Minnesota has never. I'll double check American Max Facts. I'll double check to make sure, but I'm trying to think the last 2 years in a row, Minnesota has lost to them.
Yeah.
To Denver. I'll double check, but bro, like there's no this is a team for him, man, that they can't get over the hump with them. I think that's been the issue. So I'll double check, but I'm going Denver, bro.
All right. Let me read some comments. Jeff says Denver in 5. Timmy
Thank
Gonzalez
you,
is in
Jeff.
the house. Tim, what's up, brother? Thank you for watching. I will say this to Chris's point. They were trying to duck Timberwolves for some reason. I don't know why. Because, like I said, you got 2 all-stars against 1. Like I said, Julius Randle, you're not going to tell me he's 100% because he's not. So I don't know why you'd be scared of them. But for some reason, they were trying to duck Minnesota. They did everything they could to avoid him, and they ended up playing him. So maybe that's a mental thing because we've had this conversation, several times on this show. Every team has their kryptonite. And to Chris's point, maybe Minnesota is Denver's kryptonite. I don't think so. I think Denver's going to pull this off, but for some reason, dude, they were trying to avoid him, and they said it on all the sports channels, dude. They were not looking to play Minnesota. I don't know why. Chris, you have any insight as to what they were avoiding? Like, what was that about?
I mean, the only thing I could think of is that the starting lineup for Minnesota has played 710 minutes together this season, which is 150 minutes more than any other lineup in the league. So, and they're deep. Mm-hmm. And they've just seemingly give the Nuggets fits. So even when the Nuggets beat them, they're always close series, close games. So anytime I see a team trying to dodge someone,
that's what I was saying. Yeah,
face in the playoffs, I'm like, if you're gonna throw money, you're gonna throw $100 on something, you might as well pick that underdog team, right? Like the betting odds, betting odd wise. So yeah, I don't know, man.
I'm gonna applaud that. Chris got a valid argument. All right, we're on. We have the 76ers and Mr. I'm always hurt. I'm never there. Joel Embiid against Orlando and Banchero and Wagner. I'm going Sixers just because right now Joel's healthy. Who knows how that's going to last? It's because it's a one and done. Maybe they'll survive of one game and get to the next round to actually make the playoffs. If this was a regular series, if they were like a 4 or 5 series, I'd say forget it because Joel is like the scarecrow or the Tin Man. He's always hurt. But because it's a play-in type of game, I'll go Sixers, but I won't be surprised if Magic wins because who knows? There's no chemistry on the Sixers right now because everybody's, hasn't seen Joel. He's like, where's Waldo? Where's Joel Embiid? So we shall see. Mack, who do you like in this play-in game?
Listen, the Magic end the discussion, man. You're right. Joel Embiid right on the head. That guy one day. And see, okay. I may be the president of the Wemby Hater Club, as Ray says, but it's for the same reason like Joel Embiid. He's always hurt. He's never healthy. Now, mind you, Wemby he's fine right now. He's doing great. He is. But this guy, Joel's like as big as he is and lanky, he can't see. I don't know why they've never considered trading this dude. Like, he is not worth the hassle because he can't stay healthy a whole season. He's never, and I'll double check this too, he's never been healthy an entire season since his career started. I don't know why they still have him. And you're right. I mean, Paul George, I don't know what he's got to do to try and rally him, bro. I just feel bad for him because he went to the team to play with him, and Joel's never healthy enough, long enough for them to have chemistry. So Orlando Magic's going to win this one hands down. They have no chance, bro. The Sixers, they're just a mess.
All right, who do you like in this one game do or die? Chris,
for me, yeah. Or I got Orlando, but I don't think Embiid's going to be playing.
He's not playing. I thought he was back. So it's just Max. It's just Maxey and Paul George.
pretty much. So
wow.
I mean, I would. Yeah. I mean, I think Orlando should win this, even though they looked awful against the Celtics. The Celtics running their bench out there, popping up like threes. I don't know. That could have just been bad luck. They just had like a hot hand there at the end of that game, but they did look awful in that Celtics loss. So I don't know. Without Embiid, I think it's, I believe Orlando is just going to outsize the 76ers with Wagner, Banchero, and Wendell Carter Jr. Honestly, I don't know that there's anything the 76ers are going to be able to do.
But all right. I mean, that game is in Philadelphia, so maybe that will help a little bit. But yeah, I can see Orlando winning this. Do you think the Sixers will then lose again and be out of the whole play-in and not make the playoffs, period? Or you think they may have a second shot and win the next game they play? Chris?
I mean, I think it's going to be the same problem because I don't think they're getting Embiid back for either of those games. Because of the appendectomy or whatever. They were talking about they would have to win through this play-in and then hope that he would be back for the next series.
All right. We have some comments. D. Whitfield, the Sixers often play better team ball without Embiid. You know what? They do, but without Embiid, dude, I thought he was back for this series, so my apologies. But if he's not back, nah, dude, that team's in trouble. And Maurice Jackson's in the house. Maurice has some crazy, suffocating defense. I agree. But, dude, no Randall, dude. You're forgetting the big factor, dude. Randall is not 100%, so we shall see. All right. We have the Charlotte Hornets and Mr. LaMelo Ball against the Miami Heat and the fake Kobe, Bam Ayo, Boo Boo, hoo, Mr. Hero and Mr. Powell. I'm going with the Hornets because I can't stand Bam Adebayo. I want them to lose because you're disrespecting Kobe by dropping those fake 83 points. So that's personal for me. LaMelo, dude, it's crazy. He's the right ball. He's the one ball that's actually good. Lonzo Ball turned into somewhat of a bust. The other ball is actually good, but LaMelo is actually like the star. It's like he's that good. They have Miller, they have Bridges, they have a good team. They set a franchise record for 3-pointers. They have a good 3-point shooting team. So I'm gonna take the Hornets, dude. Half personal and half just basketball IQ. I think the Hornets have this. So we shall see. Mack, who do you got and why?
Well, just like Ray said. He said, "Bam out of boo." I mean, I think we're all dealing with this, and Tyler is not the hero for their team. So yeah, I'm going with the Hornets. Listen, I got some LaMelo Ball sneakers, bro. America Puma, So I'm rocking Melo all the way. I would really love for them to really build and finally make a stance to try and get into the playoffs. They're a solid team. You're right. The whole situation with Miami Heat. I mean, Pat Riley. He's the manager I think the manager. Yeah, man. It is what it is. I'm going with the Hornets. I got nothing good to say about Miami.
All right, who do you got?
Yeah, this one's a coin flip for me, but I would lean towards the Hornets just with the way LaMelo Ball and Cobb been playing together, if I'm being honest. But yeah, either way, they're out next round. Whoever. So
it really doesn't matter, but at least I'll have more time to play. I hear you. All right. We'll go to the next round. We have the Suns and Mr. Booker against the Trailblazers and Mr. Grant. And that's about it. I'm going with Phoenix because of Booker. Devin Booker's that dude. I think he could carry them to at least this one game, and then obviously I think it's going to be a wrap for them too. They're not going to do anything in the playoffs, but I think they have enough to beat the Trailblazers. But I don't see any reason why they can't win this one game. Devin Booker is at least good enough to win one for them. What do you got, Chris, and why?
I got the Suns just because I think they're a better 3-point shooting team. I think they finished 5th in the league with threes. So I don't see a way for them for the Trailblazers to stop them from just jacking up threes.
All right, Mack, who do you got and why?
Yeah, man, I'm riding with both of you guys, the Suns, man. Devin Booker. It's unfortunate he's the last man standing. Kevin Durant left him. You know what I'm saying? Like by holding it back by himself. But you're right. The Trailblazers, I don't even know who they got in their roster, bro. They even talk some noise. Like who's the marquee? They are a franchise that exists, and just like so many others, you know what I mean? And like the Sacramento Kings are a team. Do you know anyone on the Kings? Probably not. I mean, maybe Chris might. But overall, man, Devin Booker, listen, you got to have marquee to get people in the seats, period. Is this game in Portland or is it in Phoenix?
It's in Phoenix. Phoenix is the 7th seed.
Phoenix, okay, yeah. The Trailblazers, the only way people will go see because the Suns are playing. They don't got anyone marquee wise. So yeah, I mean, I know Dame time, all that nonsense. He went back, but it's a wrap for them. But the Suns are going to win.
All right. Then we have the series that I find kind of interesting, not because I think either team is good, but because of their marquee names. You have Kawhi, I'm not hurt, Leonard, against Steph, I'm back to play, Curry. I think this is going to be actually a really good game. I'm going to say that Curry really wants this, but Kawhi's Kawhi. When Kawhi's healthy, which is like a unicorn or like a solar eclipse, when he's healthy, Kawhi is nasty. But it's so rare that I don't want to put faith in the Clippers because just when I do, in the middle of the game, he's going to pull a hamstring or he'll sneeze too hard and hurt his back or he'll cough too hard and he'll say, my eye hurts. So I'm going to go with my gut. And I'm going to say Steph will lead the Warriors to at least this one game play-in win. Who do you got, Mack, and why?
It's kind of exactly what you said. I am infamous for this on our show. My boy Walt, Mr. Walt Duncan can attest to this. The best ability is availability. And he has been a question mark ever since he left the Raptors, bro. Like he can't. And of course, he doesn't talk to explain why he's not playing. He just sits on the side of the court with this dumb look on his face. And, you know, ask him for media information. He's not telling you nothing. The guy, it's unfortunate that Kawhi, as great as he is, and like Paul George was there with him last year, and he got hurt, and then he left. He went to the Sixers to play for someone else, and then all of a sudden, when he leaves, he's balling out. I'm like, bro, like, well, how come you couldn't do that when he was there? You know, so I think that's the problem that Kawhi Leonard faces. I think the Warriors are going to win for obvious reason. They have enough to beat them for one series.
All right. What do you got, Chris?
I'm kind of leaning towards Golden State as well. I think this is really just which Kawhi Leonard you're going to get and whether you want to flip the coin on him just being the MVP final star that we've seen in the past, or is Curry going to, you know, carry the crown? This is very much just going to be which one of these two players take over this one game. Right.
Yeah.
So, because on paper, the rest of the teams, even statistically, are like, it's a coin flip on.
It's literally a flip of coin.
Like offensively, like, I think like one's 19th, one's 11th, but then defensively, one's like 16th in the league, and one's like 18th in the league. So it's kind of they're very similar tier teams. It's just which one of these absolute monsters in either Kawhi Leonard or Steph Curry are going to pop off, and I think that's going to make all the difference, honestly.
True. Facts. And Max, for that comment about Paul George, I applaud you tremendously. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Kawhi's healthy. When Kawhi's healthy, I believe he's one of the top 10 players in the league. He's a beast. I have nothing but respect for him. Unfortunately, like Max says, he's never available. He's always hurt.
He's only going to be available for this one game, though, at the moment, right? And he has had the best season in his career this year, which is kind of surprising, even with some of his injuries. So I don't know. He's a two-time Finals MVP. So
if Curry gets hot, if Curry goes into three-point shooting, Curry, you know, I just feel like he could lead them to this one game. But we shall see. It's going to be a very good game. I don't know what version we're going to get.
Just hopefully we get both the best versions of Curry and Kawhi just as a viewer, because that'll make for a really, really fun time if they both go for like 30, 40.
Imagine that, dude. And Walt, my man, I expect a close game with either Kawhi or Steph hitting a game winner. Yeah, Chris just said that, so I agree with you. We're going to talk about something that's very and dear to me, and I saved it for the last. The Los Angeles Lakers. That's right. I don't know if I ever mentioned this on the show, but I'm a diehard LA Laker fan. Big facts. I didn't know if I ever told you this, Chris. I don't know if Mack ever let you know this, but yes, I'm a diehard Lakers fan. They're playing the Houston Rockets. And here's my take. So, guys, sit back, get the popcorn. This is going to be a very interesting series because I spoke to my good friend God again, and we spoke on Sunday. And I said, God, I really need the Lakers to find a way to pull this off until AR comes back, Austin Reeves. What can you do? Would you believe Luka Doncic is flying back to Los Angeles to potentially play in round one of these playoffs? Yes, folks, Luka may be back. If Luka is back and we can get Ozimpa Luka, watch out. I'm going to say the rockets, the spaceships, the motorboats, Lakers in 5. If we don't, then I'm going to say the Rockets in 6. We shall see. Can LeBron, at 75 years old, lead the Lakers by himself? I think if this was 2020 LeBron, when he was 35, maybe, because he's one with less talent. With Rui and the rest of the little crew, he's one with less. But now, like I said, LeBron is 41 in basketball years. I think me and Mack have got it calculated at 75 years old in basketball years.
Yes, it is.
I don't know if he could beat Kevin Durant. However, Kevin Durant is 67 years old in basketball years. So he's not a spring chicken either. The Rockets do have a younger, hungrier team. The only pluses are the Lakers are at home. They have home court. And there's, like I said, there's a potential for Ozimpa Luka to get back. I am done. Woosah. Mack, the ball is yours. What you got?
My gosh. I'm going to woosah also here. Raven has this delusional idea. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say delusional. That's what happens when you're a diehard of a team. You take the good, you take the bad. He's not willing to accept the bad right now. He wants to see the good in his team. But the reality is this. The reality is this. From Raised Receipts last week, I had a conversation, America, where I said, hey, you going to talk about the Lakers? No, we're not going to talk with them right now. I'm like, well, why not? And I make this point, and everyone needs to know this. There are certain franchises, whether they win or lose, it is news to report that winds up on all the networks, okay? For full disclosure, I mentioned this earlier, the Sacramento Kings has a basketball team, America. They've got one. But do they make the news that makes it to national wire like ESPN and all these other networks? No, because they don't have what's called the cachet, the winning history with their franchise. And so therefore, if they do make some amounts or make a splash, that's why no players really come see them or want to play there, because they just don't have that it factor. Now, LeBron has a chance. He does. Can he do well enough and last long enough until either one of these guys, Austin Rivers or Ozimpa Luka, can come back? We shall see. I think he has enough to win one games. However, Kevin Durant's on the other side with Houston Rockets. He's not a slouch either. He's got a couple chips also. So I think it's going to be a duel between the two of them. I think the supporting cast with Kevin Durant is going to win this game. Unlike Ray, who is hoping and praying. He's got candles. He's praying to Mother Mary with a statue. I don't know what this guy's doing, or the Buddha on the left side of him, something, man. Like they need.
How many games you have? You saying what? Rockets in 5, 6, 7?
5. Rockets in 5.
Oh my God! You know what I say to that? I have to say something to you. All right,
that's why it didn't work. That's why.
Chris, what do you got and why?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Rockets as well. I think that they just are the better defensive team without Doncic being there.
All right, go ahead.
Knowing that Luka and Reeves really wouldn't be available until the second round, from everything I'm hearing, it's just such an uphill battle for LA. I would have had LA if they were both available, but I don't know how. Like, you're really going to have to turn back the hands of time for LeBron to have the kind of game he's going to need to have to make this a good series. I'll give the Lakers 2 wins. We'll go Rockets in 6.
All right, let me ask this question to both of you before we finish this topic. If Ozimpa Luka does play, let's say it gets to game 2 or 3, and he plays the rest of that series, now with LeBron and Luka, Chris, do you give them a shot at that point?
Yeah, they got to get there. They're not going to be available for the first 3 or 4 games.
No, they said he may be playing by game 3. So if he makes it to game 3, could he lead? And let's say LeBron, with everything in his might, gets the series 1-1. It goes to game 3, and now Simple Luke is back. Could he do it?
I mean, if they get him back in game 3 and they've already lost game 1 and 2.
No, I said let's go. It's 1-1, game 3. Come on, Chris, work with me.
Yeah. Okay. Sure, bud.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Lie to me. I'm okay with that. Mac, if it's 1-1, game 3, Luke is back. Can they do this?
Okay. I'm gonna go a record rate, and I will give you the benefit of the doubt. Yes, if he is there for game 3, they have a chance. If he re-aggravates, then they don't. However, this treatment that they're doing, that both Luka as well as your boy Mr. Rivers, AR, we'll see what happens. Like, if the guy does come back, kudos to him. It's a high risk, it's risk reward kind of deal, you know. So yeah, I commend him for trying.
Yeah, every time they talk about this treatment stuff, it sounds like they're in the hyperbolic time chamber, like in Dragon Ball Z, trying to get them ready for the playoff. Every time I hear about this on ESPN, I'm like, what are these treatments that one speaks of here? Because everything I've seen from writers across this great America is that they're not going to be back until round 2.
No, it's not what I'm hearing. Jeff says if LeBron goes out there and is allowed to play bully ball, the Lakers will win this series. You know what, Jeff?
Okay.
I applaud you. God bless you, Jeff. I hope you have an amazing week. God bless you, my friend. Thank you for your awesome comment. I appreciate it tremendously.
I mean, you also got to keep in mind that the
Lakers in 6. That's right, Tim. That's 2 people. You know what? Let me applaud him too. Yeah, let's give him some. Timmy, shout out to you.
They're like 20th for defense statistics this year.
But
so without Luka and Reeves to try to outweigh that scoring wise, I just don't see it. But
okay,
maybe they'll be back. Maybe they'll be back.
He came back from Europe. He got 2 treatments. I think he's going to be back for game 3. Call me nuts. Mac doesn't see it. Unfortunately,
you are nuts. Yeah, you said call you nuts. You're nuts.
I think Chris is not a believer yet. But we will see what happens when Luka comes back for game 3 and the Lakers are up 2-0. You both are going to be like, wow, I should have listened. Yep, you're going to see. You will see. You will see. I have faith. Me and God had a long conversation on Sunday, and he told me that was going to happen. So, yeah, we're tight, so I don't know what's going on. All right, our last topic of the night, Doc Rivers. Unfortunately, Doc Rivers has stepped down from the Miami Bucks coaching staff following a horrible 32-50 season, missing the playoffs. Hired in 2024 to contend, Rivers failed to advance his team in the first round in previous attempts, leaves a tremendous injury-plagued season. I'm going to go on record and say, you know what? You didn't have a lot to win with. You traded a lot of people to get, game time, and the clock was broken. But Doc, you've had so many chances. I understand why they let you go. I like Doc Rivers personally, but like my man in North Carolina, like these other coaches, dude, winning is key. And you haven't won since I was in preschool. I don't remember last time Doc Rivers had a winning season. I think it was the 07-08 with the Celtics. It's been a minute. So Doc, the biggest thing also is Mr. Giannis don't like you, dude. I don't want to tell you. There's a lot of beef there. Giannis is the franchise. They're begging Giannis to stay. Giannis wants to leave. Maybe with Doc gone, maybe he will stay now. But at the end of the day, dude, I understand why the firing existed. Mac, what do you think on this last topic? Do you think he should have gotten fired? Should he stayed? And will he find another coaching job?
Well, first things first. This is the second time this man's been caught up in scandal with players, man. It was when we was with the Sixers. It was Joel Embiid, the back and forth, everything else. Then he left, and now he came to the Milwaukee Bucks, and he's going through it again. He cannot control whether or not Giannis wants to play or not play. But I think ownership is on purpose not playing him, and I think he has a conflict with that. Like, the man is healthy and he's sitting on the bench. Like, what are we doing? Like, and I think Rivers, for him, I think he's kind of like, thank you, because they're paying the rest of his contract.
Facts.
And I'm just saying to myself, like, as a coach, like, I can't control what's going on, and he's having to constantly answer all the questions, just like he went through with Philadelphia with Embiid. Like, it's like all this backward and forth stuff, and I'm pretty sure he's just had enough. And so they did him a favor. You know what I mean? Is he going to get another job? Yes, he is. The man has credentials. However, it's not been great the last 2 stints as far as where he's been at. I think he may just take a step back. You know what I mean? Get the salary money for next year, do some other things or adventure in life, and then he'll be available again. He's going to get another job, bro.
All right, Chris, you get the last say on this topic. What you got?
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. He'll get a job somewhere. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes a season off. As far as him getting fired, I mean, it seemed like that was bound to happen based off the trash fire of a season that team has had.
Do you think him and Giannis having that beef, think that contributed to it, or just the fact that the team just wasn't winning with his coaching methods?
I mean, I would say the Giannis beef is probably outweighs that team not performing, but it definitely doesn't help. In the NBA, I mean, like, if you're not winning, they fire a coach pretty much every season.
Yeah.
Like, how many coaches have the Hawks went through in the past?
Yeah, it's crazy.
5 years. Like, if you have an off season, you're pretty much gone, which is exactly why he'll find another job somewhere else, probably like mid-season next year, honestly, because the way that, and this is the same way in the NHL as well. Like, if you're not winning, if your team's not winning, you're getting fired. They don't.
They're notorious for that. Hockey, forget. If you're not winning in hockey, you're gone. You don't have a shot. That's facts, dude. All right. This is the final buzzer. This is where you can ask us anything about anything. You could bring the heat and talk to us. Let's get to some last minute comments. We have Jeff Peter. Yes, Tim is stupid. We have Walter, rocking chair. Rivers needs to retire. He has no weight. He can become a sportscaster. Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Marie said there was some good treatment out there in Roger's dark retreat cabin. All right. And the last, Timmy says, anyone surprised that Saturday's game is on Prime TV? No, I think everybody has to have Prime now. Like, those games are just the marquee games when the playoffs really kick into gear are going to be on Channel 4. But like these playoff, little, playing games, they should be on Prime. They shouldn't be hogging a major network for those. So, you guys concur?
Yeah, I mean, like it's with any sports now. Like, they're doing it now with the NFL. Like, you know what I mean? They're on what is it? Is it YouTube TV? I think they launched on YouTube TV for some of the playoff games. No. It was Amazon. I think it was Amazon
Prime.
Yeah.
And it was on Netflix too.
Yeah, that's what it was, Netflix. Yeah. So I'm saying to myself, this is where it's going. You know what I mean? Like, local network TV, man, unless you've got an app, the NFL wants more to slice of the pie all the time, man. And NFL's king. So, this is not going to change. Either jump on or not. I mean, I will, just because I love the sport, and it's a couple dollars more, I'll eat it. So yeah.
I have Amazon Prime. I'll watch it, but I understand why it's not on mainstream TV.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Chris, please, before you leave, plug the fam, plug your stuff. And I want to thank you. You definitely have to come back as the playoffs progress, so you can eat some of your words about the Lakers. So we have to have you back during midseason. Go ahead. What you got, brother?
Yeah, if you want to reach me on Facebook or Instagram, it's Christopher.R.Patton on both. And obviously check out Boink Studios, my 2 shows, Bachman's Basement. If you're a Stephen King fan, it goes over all of his works from his pseudonym of Bachman, as well as some of the later Stephen King episodes. The last episode we did was, the upcoming episode is Night Surf. So that'll be next Saturday. It gets released at 10 in the morning. So check that out. The Patton Report is on a bit of hiatus at the moment. That's probably coming back as more of a Twitch stream. But yeah, and then tons of episodes of me on other shows like this or the 6M podcast. Clark's Main Event. I'm kind of bouncing all around. So you'll definitely find
he will be back on Race Sports and Slams because he brings it. Chris, want to thank you again, dude, so much for coming, dude. Give her a much love to Chris Patton, dude. You are the man. I told you, Mack, he's a sports. He knows his stuff, dude. Stay in the studio. Let me say goodbye. All right, Mack. Great show, brother. You bring it every week, dude. You bring the thunder, the lightning, everything. What you want to say, dude, before we part out?
Absolutely, America. Please like, share to Boink Studios. I want to give a special shout out to Garvin's Getaways through IntelliTravel. If you have any needs as far as traveling, my wife is a travel agent. She's certified with Disney as far as Universal. They've got some new things this year. We also talk about cruising life as well with Mrs. Garvin on Garvin's Getaways through Royal Caribbean NCL. So please DM me if you have information or want more detail about great bookings and great opportunity. She takes all of the research away and gives you the benefits of the joy of not having to worry about your trip. Thank you, America.
Thank you, brother. All right, stay in the studio. All right, there's another episode of Race Sports and Slams in the basket. I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank you for the support. Thank you for sharing, and subscribing to boinkstudios.com, Race Sports and Slams. Shout out once again to Chris Patton for being on the show. Walt, we miss you, brother. I can't wait for you to come back next week so you could bring that heat and you could be on my side and tell me that the Lakers are going to win this series. Have a good night. I will see you next week.